Hello and welcome to the Hink Think Season 2, Episode 2. Sorry for a long break. Been busy with school and sports and emailing my representatives in my state. And, big snowstorm. So we can record. I just kind of got bored and was like, hey, I need to upload the Hink Think. I really enjoy doing this. So if you enjoy listening, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment. Boom. All the 9 yards. If you're on Spotify, make sure to leave a follow. If you go into the description of the episode, you can go to the link and record an audio message and be in the episode if you have any questions. So, yeah. All right. Now on to the news of the Hink Think. So, little behind the scenes Hink Think here. Obviously, I do sports and I do wrestling because I enjoy sports. And, we have to wear, if you didn't know, we have to wear masks for wrestling, right? Which is dumb because somebody's going to die. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the person that dies. So I am in contact with some of the representatives of Pennsylvania. I was like, hey, can you do something so somebody doesn't die? And I waited a while and I was like, oh, and I'm just gonna get back. Well, one actually did get back to me. Thank you. I don't know if I can say his name, so I'm not going to. But he was basically just saying, I just popped my mic. He was basically just saying, hey, thanks a lot for reaching out to us, bro. But we think it's important that you speak up as a citizen and that you voice your opinions. And it was this actually answered my questions. He was like, yeah, we know, Bo. We know. But, there's only so much you can do when your governor has total power and just gives himself free power. So, yeah. But he basically said, he also agrees that the governor shouldn't just be able to do whatever he wants, but, he just does whatever he wants. So, whoopie-doo, our governor does whatever he wants. The big bad wolf blew our economy down. But, yes. Speaking of economy, another big thing, but we just need to reopen the country at some point, just, I don't know, maybe instead of just deciding that you're just gonna, free money, guys, that you're gonna have to pay back in taxes later. Great idea. Love that idea. Because every morning, every adult I know, man, dude, I really love paying taxes. Bro, there's something about paying taxes, paying my money away. Ooh, I just love it. Nobody likes paying taxes. So, use your brain cells, okay? Use them. You got them. Okay, Democrats, use your brain cells. Republicans, keep using your brain cells and do not lose your brain cells talking to Democrats. Can be difficult, especially with some of the ones in the Senate. Yeah, and Congress. A little sketchy, but but you have to realize that you can't just keep giving out money, right? So, bro, here's a perfect example of that one quote. I can't think of who it's by. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. But the quote, is that if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime, but if you give a man a fish, you can feed him for a day. That one, I know, I kind of paraphrased it, but this is where this quote comes into example, right? In a sense, you have to you're obviously not teaching people how to work, but you're the point is there. The point is there, right? So limited time versus long term, right? If you teach this man to fish, in the long term, he's going to be better off than if you just go, you want to fish? Here you go. See, this is what the Democrats are trying to do, right? They're trying to be, oh, you want some money? Yes, I would like money. I would like to not starve. I would like to not die. That would be kind of nice. Well, here's your money. No, I'm not in this situation, but there are people who are in this situation, and you're just like, well, here's your money. And they're like, What am I gonna do with this? Just give me $1,400 in about a month. I'm gonna use all that. So maybe you should think the long term instead of the short term. That might be a good idea. Because if we look into the future, I know, gonna get kicked off YouTube for saying the future. The future is now, my friends. Which is partially true. But see, if we look into the future, we can see that just giving people money tends not to work. And it tends to mean they need more money. Because, listen, people are greedy. I know it's a shocker. But if you give somebody something for free, theoretically for free, obviously you're going to have to pay all this back in taxes later. So, it's not actually free. They just want to find a way to tax you. Do not just be like, yo, man, I just want my money in the long term. I just want my job back. I just want to live my life. I don't know how many different accents there were in there. But you just gotta let people live their lives at some point. You just gotta realize, like, hey, yeah, maybe it's not good if we just keep people locked up inside all day, and maybe it's not good if we don't give them anything to do that will provide monetary value. Maybe it's also not good to have our students in a situation where they can't socialize with people, and I don't know, it could be affecting them mentally and emotionally. Maybe it's also not a good idea if we do virtual teaching, which students really don't help in. Nah, that's not a good idea. That's how I feel like our government is. Like, there are all these things that you can just reopen, right? Like, let's think about this, right? You have a vaccine. Wow, I don't believe that the vaccine, obviously I can't. I'm too young to get the vaccine. But, I just feel that probably young people shouldn't get the vaccine, and like old people too, because like it's just you get sick from it anyways, and like it's a vaccine. Like, just let my body do its thing. It'll fend it off itself. It will, because the vaccine is not gonna do anything. Like, you kind of already said, you've been like, wow, dude, this vaccine doesn't work on like the 4 other strains. Whoa. It's almost like if you didn't get a vaccine, you'd be in the same situation than if you did. So why? You see what I'm saying? But in addition to all this craziness where $1,400 and you're gonna have to pay your taxes in it later, we also have to deal with him, Joe Biden. Dum, 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 dum. The big scary man who just signed like 40 executive orders and was like, guys, such a great president. I just signed so many executive orders which really don't do anything. They're really just for show, but I did it, guys. Signed so many executive orders. And apparently some like the South now. I don't know what my accents are. They aren't really on point. They've never been on point. But see, if we look at this, right? All he's doing is just going to sign executive orders, right? And like, are you actually going to do anything with your presidency? And like, he's trying some like radical stuff, man. Like Zoink Scoob, he's trying some radical stuff. I know that's a bad Shaggy impression, but go with it. We're just having fun on the show. But he's trying to do all this radical stuff, and like executive orders actually do something. I know. I just said they didn't, but like most of the time it's just for show. But like, they can't actually do stuff. And if we look at like, it's some pretty radical stuff, man. Like, really radical. Oh, guys, I'm not radical at all. Yeah, right. And then, like, I don't know, like, what are you planning to do with all this stuff? Like, no, we're not trying to push our political agenda. We're just trying to go for bipartisan. Yeah. Real great bipartisan work there. Real great. Real great. Yeah. Cause you just want unity. Biden always says, guys, we want unity. I really don't see any unity that you're doing there. Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't, just say stuff that sounds good. Like your whole political platform. All you do is you say stuff and people just think it sounds good. And like that's all it is. If you actually look at some of your ideas, they are terrible ideas. They are probably worse ideas than like high schoolers come up with. Like they're pretty bad ideas. Almost all of them are very bad ideas. There might be one that's like, oh, wow, okay, it's not terrible. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. But I haven't found one yet, and I really don't think I will. Because, look, all these people want is radicalism. These people hate America. Okay? Like, okay, maybe they don't hate America, but some of them do. Some of them are like, man, dude, why don't we just be just like England? It's like, why don't you just move to England? Ho! Joke's on you. You can just move. But no, you want to turn every country to every country. And it's like, okay, like we're America. If you didn't realize, like this is called the United States for a reason. Maybe because it's not those countries. So stop trying to turn the United States of America into a different country because it's not. It's good old America. And you gotta. Another thing that annoys me. This is kind of a tangent too. When people don't stand for the flag, like people sacrifice their lives for you, and you are just such a spoiled brat that you're just going to sit or like just like, even if you stand up and you look at your phone, you know how disrespectful that is. You know how rude you are being to people who sacrifice their lives. People literally sacrifice their lives so that you could be in your seat. And what do? Oh, I'm just gonna sit here for the line because racism that doesn't even exist, hasn't even been proven. But because I have to be oppressed by everything, whoa! Just stop being oppressed. Like you're not being oppressed. You just have to find something to complain about, which is like the whole point of this show. But like, I'm complaining about you complaining. You just give me something to complain about. Look, okay. If you want to protest something, right? Don't do it with like something like the American flag, right? That's meant to unify us as Americans. This is like every American United States flag. Like, so like, oh, I live in California. I have a different American flag. What do you mean? I live in Oregon, and I have a different U.S. flag. Well, I live in. I don't even know what state I live in. I think it's Kentucky. Wait, you guys have a different United States flag? Yeah, dude. I don't know what New York sounds like. And I'm not New York. I'm like near New York, and I don't know what kind of accent they have. I think they have like a weird one. I don't really know. Like all of our 50 states have the same United States flag. I know. Shocker. I know. Radical idea here. What happens if instead of, I don't know, like dividing us using the thing that unifies all of us, what if we, here's a shocker, guys. I know, it's a real big shocker. What if we use the one thing that is an absolute between all Americans? All Americans. We're talking about legal Americans here. All legal Americans. All of them. All have the United States flag. So why, instead of, I don't know, trying to divide everyone, be like, you're racist. Why don't you try to unify us? That's it for our YouTube fans right now. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to subscribe and like. See you on the flip.